This video is brought to you by Temu. So now that the Galaxy Z Flip 5 has been released, I can truly say that it's in a class of its own. Now, the reason why I think that the Galaxy Z Flip 5 is in a class of its own is because when you think about it, in terms of software, ecosystem, innovation, and just being an all-around solid device, what other phone in this specific niche can compete? It has an amazing cover display that continuously gets better every single year. It has the Samsung ecosystem backing it, which phones like the Motorola Razr don't have. And again, it improves every single year, so it doesn't lack in innovation. And I think that when it comes to having a flip phone that is the most reliable, the Samsung Z Flip takes the crown. And since the Z Flip 5 has taken a crown in this specific niche, and the only thing that I think it has to accomplish is being a solid choice over the regular slab phone, which this year, I can say it has yet to accomplish. Because when we look at the Z Flip 5, it's well over $1,000. So that means that it's going up against the upcoming Pixel 8 Pro, the upcoming iPhone 15, and the Galaxy S23 and S23 Plus. And right now at this moment, I don't think that it's quite yet worth the money when compared to those phones, since they're ahead in build quality, display, camera, charging, and most importantly, they're more stable and fitting when it comes to software. And even though the Z Flip 5 is indeed not 100% ready to compete with the $1,000 slab phone, I think that if you're someone who wants to experiment and test out a foldable phone, this is the one to do it with, especially since the price isn't too bad. And speaking of pricing, all over the world, prices have gone up, which basically means that most of us will have to start budgeting or cutting back on those expensive essentials. Simple things like toothbrushes, cups, and daily household appliances should not cost as much as they do, which is why I shop with Temu. Now, Temu is a free app that sells everything from electronics, daily household appliances, clothing, toys, and basically any essential that you would need in your everyday life. And there are thousands of top-selling things that you can buy for $1 during the anniversary sale month. It ends at the end of September, and if you download the Temu app, you can check out $1 Temu gems and picks through my exclusive link that will be in the description and comment section of today's video. And prices range all over the board, so whether you have $1 or $100 to your name, Temu will accommodate you with a lot of choices. Now, taking a look at some of the essentials that I got with Temu, I was able to get a 6-piece set of lip balm for $1, a pair of gym shorts with a pocket for your phone inside for $10, a high quality electric toothbrush that has a bunch of replaceable tips and 5 different vibration settings for under 20 bucks, a quality tech book bag that has good material and has a great amount of pockets for $15, a quality thermal cup set that also looks really good for $8, and a ton of leather handbags that I got from when I travel, with every single bag costing around 10 bucks each. And since the prices are extremely good at Temu, there are many things that I was able to get for $1 and under. Everyday household appliances, toys that my cat will love to play with, tech appliances that help keep my nightstand charging in order, and a really nice shoe scrubber that will always come in clutch whenever I have to wear my all-white Forces. And right now, if you download the Temu app, you will get a $100 coupon bundle for free, and this is for all users. Or you can search my code on the Temu app to claim it. So stop paying more than you need to with everyday items. Inflation has not been helping any of us out, but thanks to Temu, it definitely will soften the blow. Now, starting with colors, the Z Flip 5 has 3 more colors than last year's Z Flip 4, totaling out to 7 different colors in this catalog, starting with the colorful lavender, green, blue, and yellow. And for the more uniform colors, you only have graphite and cream. And the version that I have is lavender, and as you can see, it looks really good. The vibrant aspect along with the color coordinated rails give it a good amount of depth, and I really admired the fact that there were different shades of colors depending on the area of the phone. Even when we look at it at different angles and environments, we can see that it looks very premium while also giving off a nice clean look that I think many people will enjoy. It doesn't pick up on fingerprints as much, especially with this color, and it also feels very smooth to touch. And now looking at the display, the Z Flip 5 is very identical to the Z Flip 4, 6.7-inch dynamic AMOLED panel that I will say is pretty good based off my first impression. It was long, the resolution was sharp, and it was brighter than last year's Z Flip 4. Now, I wish the display was a little bit wider because I find that watching videos or trying to reach to the top of the screen can be awkward at most times, but it still looks pretty good, and it didn't take me long before I got used to it after coming from a regular slab phone. Now, the crease in the middle is very noticeable when you view the phone at an angle or turn the screen off, but once you're actually using the phone, you can't see it. Also, you're more likely to slide your fingers across it compared to the Z Fold 5. Now, the biggest upgrade from the Z Flip 4 to the Z Flip 5 is the cover screen. It now has a 3.4-inch Super AMOLED cover that is a good improvement based on my first impression. Not only is it bigger, but you can also get much more use out of that space now, since many apps allow you to use it as if it's a regular display, which I also found really cool. And you can still do the same things like on last year's cover display, but better. It still allows you to tap into your quick menus, use Samsung Pay from the front screen, and even read text and reply. And even though this is my first impressions with the phone, I really like the fact that Samsung was able to capitalize off a really helpful feature, since most of the time the phone will be closed and you won't always want to flip it open. The main display and cover display was very responsive, as you can see right here. I haven't gotten any lags or hiccups during my first days of using it, and I'm much more eager to use this phone than the Z Fold 5 since Samsung showed much more ambition with this. The Z Flip will also have the same exact software as any other Samsung in the market, so if you're a fan of the Samsung software and ecosystem in general, you'll definitely love what this phone has to offer. And another thing that I wanted to mention is that you will be able to get updates for up to 5 years, which makes this phone really good, just like the Slab phone in terms of longevity. Now when it comes to build quality with the Z Flip 5, I would say that I'm pretty much surprised that they were able to make it very resilient, since this phone is literally able to snap in half. But the only downside to it was the fact that I'm using it without a case, so it will often be very slippery, especially since it's a very slim phone as well. But besides that, the front and back of the Z Flip 5 has a Gorilla Glass build, which means that in most cases, if you do drop it, then most likely it won't break, which is really good news for people who drop their phones a lot. Now when it comes to physicality, the Z Flip 5 has a height of 165 millimeters, a width of 71.9 millimeters, and weighs about 187 grams, which is the exact same as the Z Flip 4. Also, it's 85 millimeters in height when folded, which makes it the perfect size to fit in pretty much most small places that you would put a phone, like your car, in your pants pocket, in your jacket, shirt pocket, etc. And right here, you can see how well it fit into my hands. It's not too small, and again, it's really tall, but as long as it's not super skinny like the front screen on the Z Fold 5, then I didn't really mind it as much. And also, since it has the same weight as the Z Flip 4, it wasn't too light and it wasn't too heavy, which resulted in a much more comfortable fit in hand. And now when it comes to camera, the Z Flip 5 has a 12 megapixel wide and ultra wide camera that can shoot up to 8K and can also shoot up to 60 frames per second. It also has a front camera that is at 8 megapixels and can shoot up to 1080p at 30 frames per second. And when we look at the daytime outside photos, we can see that it was okay compared to last year. The skies look very nice and were pretty much the same, and the environments were very vibrant and sharp. I'm not gonna lie though, it was pretty mid when taking selfies. Like whenever I was outside, it would take really good selfies, but whenever I didn't give it the best lighting, the quality wasn't as good. And now when we look at the inside photos, I would say that these were much better. As we all know, it had that classic Samsung sharpness along with vibrancy. It was able to capture my skin color not as good as the outside photos, but it still looked pretty good compared to last year. And also, you can take photos from the front screen, which is really cool. And I also wanted to give you guys an example of how the phone records video before I give my final thoughts about it in my final review. And when we look at additional specs on the Z Flip 5, it has the new Snapdragon Gen 2 chip. It has storage starting at 256 gigs and goes all the way up to 512 gigs. It has a 3700 mAh battery that supports 25-watt charging, and it has an IPX8 water resistance rating. And there it is, you guys, my mini review on the Galaxy Z Flip 5. Now stay tuned for more, because I will be dropping my day in the life on the Z Flip 5 very soon, and I want you guys to stay updated. And I will also be having many more reviews coming. And let me know down in the comments, do you guys think that the Galaxy Z Flip 5 is the best in this category? Let me know. And again, I want to thank you guys for watching today's video, and I'm going to see you guys in the next one. Peace.